Some musicians choose to respect the cartels but maintain their distance, understanding the influence they wield. Others look to capitalize on that power and use it to their advantage. For far too many narcocorrido artists, the thing that makes them famous can often be the same thing to get them killed. Fabian Ortega Pinon's story is one of the tragic instances where the lines between musicians and the cartels they write about begin to blur. Known as El Halcón de la Sierra, Ortega seemed to have his own set of hawks following him.
Ya no debo pensar que te amé. No, ya no debo.
In a small town about 250 kilometers northwest of Chihuahua resided the Ortegas, a modest farming family. On April 18, 1982, Fabian Ortega Pinon was born during a period of emergence for the worldwide drug trade. Allegiances shifted following the dissolution of the Guadalajara cartel, and battle for territory forced the Chihuahua region directly into the crossfire. The young Fabian sought refuge in music and performance. From an early age, was invited to perform at several local fairs and festivals. Although biographical references are not clear in the matter, it appears that Ortega decided to drop out of high school at the age of 15 and pursue music full-time, moving to Las Mochis, Sinaloa. Ortega was unable to find his lucky break in the city, and during that same year of 1997, relocated to the much smaller town nearby, Guasave. It was here that a young Ortega would come into contact with the recently established Titan Records and its founder, Señor Rigoberto Garcia Perez. Garcia had just launched the career of El As de la Sierra, and the very first Titan Records release I could find dates back to January 1st, 1997. Garcia seemed to see the value in marketing the Sierra region and was in fact the creator of Fabian's stage name. By the end of 1997, and under Garcia's direction, Fabian had begun to perform under the name El Halcón de la Sierra. According to a bio written by Garcia himself, the first album released by Fabian was Mi Texana 100X, recorded during late 1997 to early 1998. Despite this, the earliest dated release according to Amazon appears to be El Mero Shaka, released on April 21st, 1998, just 3 days after his 16th birthday. With his career already in motion at the age of 15, it's no surprise that concepts like copyright and trademark were an afterthought. It's likely that the driving force behind Ortega's early catalog was Garcia, who in turn still owns the rights to all of his work.
Ya no debo pensar que te amé.
The decision to have El Halcón de la Sierra posing with an assault rifle in a pickup truck was most definitely a conscious effort, and one that established his image as a narcocorrido artist early on. Although originally a young farmer from Chihuahua, the 17-year-old was now rubbing elbows with members of Sinaloa's rich and dangerous cartel. Throughout the next few years, Ortega's music was picked up by regional radio stations across the western coast of Mexico, leading to his first series of live performances in clubs and dance halls. It wasn't until early 2000 that the 18-year-old Ortega would reach the United States when he began to receive airplay from KBUE and was subsequently invited to perform at the KBUE Que Buena Music Festival in Los Angeles, California. It just so happens that the program director of KBUE was regional Mexican figure Pepe Garza, who at the time was growing infamous for finding and making stars within the genre. By the end of 2001, Ortega had already 9 albums recorded and released through Titan Records. Although his early music often told stories of drug dealing and other criminal escapades, there was no clear signs of any affiliation. That was until 2002. On May 19, 2002, Ortega released a corrido in honor of the former leader of the Sinaloan cartel, Chapo Guzman. Coincidentally, Guzman was 1 year removed from his infamous 2001 prison escape and was reportedly hiding out nearby in the city of Culiacan, Sinaloa. He would follow this up with another track on Ure Trono e Corona, titled El Corrido de Jorge Mendoza. Mendoza is an elusive figure known as La Garra, or the Claw. Details about Mendoza are far and few between, but it has been confirmed that he was a figure of notable power in the eventually formed Jalisco New Generation Cartel, an armed wing that has supported the Sinaloa cartel in various instances. Ortega's honorary corridos seemed to increase his fame tenfold, and his record label Titan took advantage of the surge by signing a deal with Sony Discos, naming Ortega specifically as a key reason for the deal. The next mention of a major figure came during July 2004 when Ortega penned a song to Javier Torres, known widely as Javier Torres Felix. Torres is currently serving an expected life sentence in Mexican prison and is a former high-ranking leader in the Sinaloa cartel and right hand of El Mayo Zambada. Ortega's song was released July 2004, just 7 months after Torres was apprehended by authorities outside Culiacan, Sinaloa. When GAF forces circled in on Torres, he used his own squad of 30 men as an attempted diversion, resulting in an all-out firefight. It is believed that throughout the duration of 2004 to 2009, Ortega frequently performed at the parties of high-level cartel members. While he collected payments and lived the high life, it seemed that the allegiances and alliances were steadily shifting behind the scenes. In fact, 2 days before his eventual arrest, he was even recorded at an alleged narco party, while armed guards with assault rifles peppered the background. Ortega's next noteworthy event came during June 2009 when he was partying on a yacht off the coast of Baja California, Mexico. His company included a wealthy entrepreneur from Rosarito nicknamed El Conde. Although he had his hand in some legitimate business, the near majority of his wealth came from one thing only: crystal. El Conde was one of the most sought-after cooks employed by the Sinaloa and Tijuana cartels. While on board the yacht, authorities seized a kilo of crystal meth, 2 shotguns, 2 pistols, and a revolver, in addition to 800 cartridges of ammo, 2 vehicles, and $20,000 in cash. As forces circled the yacht, everyone aboard the ship had already thrown their cell phone into the ocean. Local newspapers referred to the event as a narco party, and Ortega was caught right in the middle. Everyone on board was detained by federal authorities and taken in for questioning, reported 21 individuals in total. Charges reportedly only handed out to 3 out of the 21. It's clear to see who was the odd man out in that scenario. The news of Ortega's arrest spread throughout Mexico and even forced the 27-year-old to comment on the matter. He acknowledged his troubled past and that he had put it behind him. Although he attempted to publicly put this incident behind him, some tensions cannot be eased. It is not known exactly what led to the tragic demise of Ortega, but like any dead narcocorrido musician, there are more than enough rumors. After making a career in the states of Sinaloa and Tijuana, Ortega returned to his home state of Chihuahua to see his friends and family. In the near 13 years since he lived there, alliances had shifted drastically. While traveling along a highway between La Junta and La Tamoshi de Guerrero, Ortega's vehicle was tailed by an unknown assailant. Authorities reported that based on the arrangement of the bodies, Ortega likely pulled over to investigate the trailing party. Along with his cousin Jesus and friend Manuel, the three stepped out of the vehicle. When authorities came across the scene, they claimed to have collected 80 automatic shell casings in total, and that all 3 individuals were arranged in a neat row with signs of execution. At the age of 28 years old, Fabian Ortega Pinon was assassinated and added to the ever-growing list of narcocorrido artists who have been murdered for the songs they sang and the friendships they formed. Just a day before his death, he had released his 44th official release, according to Spotify. This was ironically named Adios a mi amigos. As is the case with a majority of narcocorrido artists, backhanded contracts determine that the royalties and rights of the Ortega's recordings are not owed to his family, but instead the owner of his record label, Rigoberta Garcia. It's no surprise that Garcia has continued to release albums under his name, given he owns the rights. As it stands, there are 55 albums available by Ortega on Spotify. I'll let you form your own opinions as to whether that constitutes exploitation or not.